Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up and prepare for an exhilarating ride as we introduce the high-octane, unstoppable force that is Matt Antenucci, General Manager for Brennan Industries. From revving up custom cars to soaring through the aerospace industry, Matt's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. This speed demon story began in the fast lane, selling and installing for various custom car shops in the greater Cleveland area. Little did he know that his passion for high performance machines would pave the way for his meteoric rise in the corporate world. With a customer's invitation to join a small family owned aerospace shim and gasket company, Matt shifted gears and his career took flight. He climbed the ranks with lightning speed, first as an inside sales rep, then as a sales manager, and ultimately as assistant general manager. But Matt's journey didn't stop there. In 2017, a LinkedIn message from the director of HR at Brennan Industries ignited a new challenge for Matt, launching him into the stratosphere of the aerospace manufacturing industry. As the operations manager at Brennan Industries, Matt played a pivotal role in revving up the efficiency of their newly accredited aerospace manufacturing plant. And just like a rocket, Matt's trajectory continued upwards, ultimately landing him at the coveted position of general manager of the USA Brennan Manufacturing Group. Today, Matt oversees a team of 60 dedicated professionals, sharing his enthusiasm for state-of-the-art machinery and fostering a high-octane culture within the shop. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a roaring round of applause for the one and only Matt Antenucci, a true trailblazer in the world of manufacturing. Hey, Matt, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on today. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Pleasure is absolutely all mine. So, Matt, before we jump into talking about the culture of Brennan and your cultural journey there, tell us a little bit more about Brennan as a whole, and then Brennan Manufacturing Group. Share a little bit about the company.
Sure. So Brennan's a global company, basically do distribution of fluid fittings.
Okay.
We've got distribution centers across Canada, across the USA, UK, and China. And then we've got partner companies we distribute with as well.
Okay, fantastic. And how did the manufacturing group come about?
So 22, 23 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
Brennan bought two different manufacturing services locally to us in Cleveland. It was AD Machine and PHC Machining. The AD Machine was a screw shop, essentially. They did Browning Sharps and Acme work.
Okay.
PHC was completely CNC jobs. So they bought both companies, built the building I'm in now, and put both companies in one building.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. How many people are in Brennan overall? And the 60, is that 60 dedicated to the manufacturing group?
Yeah, that's just my local manufacturing group in Cleveland.
Okay.
I'm up in Canada right now, helping them out, getting their new machines up and running.
Wonderful.
And then we've got manufacturing UK as well. But for me in the USA, our manufacturing service is 60 people right now.
Okay. So Matt, let's shift the conversation into why we're all here to talk about culture in the world of manufacturing. You joined Brennan in 2017. Tell us about the culture at Brennan when you joined in that operations manager role.
Sure. It was interesting because I first started, I shadowed everybody on the floor, talked to everybody, and I got side-eyed from everybody on the shop floor. Like, what are you doing out here? Why are you coming on the shop floor? I'm like, what are you talking about? Just chat with everybody, see what's going on. They're like, what? Like they're shocked I was on the shop floor as much as I was. Like, that's interesting. A couple weeks later, I started going more and more on the shop floor, and they started coming around to me. I'm like, so guys, why are you surprised me on the shop floor so often? He's like, no manager ever comes on the shop floor for us. If they do, just to get a part up and running, and they go back in the office. And mind you, there was really one person that ran the whole building at the time, and he did a lot of quotes and stuff like that. So he didn't have time to go on the shop floor as well.
Sure.
So I get why they're not used to a manager being on the shop floor, but still shocked me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I started there. I started going on the shop floor more and more each day. Started, working on the machines, going on the machine level, burn parts with people, just chit chatting with them every day. Do a round each morning, and then once an hour I go on the shop floor and just do a round again. Say, hey, how's everything running? Machine running good? And they started come around a little by little. I
Yeah.
should say.
Okay. So how has that culture evolved over time? Where's the culture now with you in this GM role?
Sure. So now I've got more people underneath me that help me out, versus when I first started there, was like only one general manager basically did everything. He had a couple shop foremen that helped him out. They're shop floor level though.
Mm-hmm.
So he was one whole source for everything, for purchasing, for quoting. So he had a busy job. So I don't blame him at all for not being on the shop floor. I'm going to say that right now. So no fault of his own, but he was a busy man. But now I've got an operations manager underneath me, and I've got a couple different associates that work with me in the office. So it gives me more time going on the shop floor, as well as my operations manager underneath me to go on the shop floor as well, and day to day work with people on the shop.
Very cool. Very cool. And Matt, where do you want to get the culture to as leader of this organization? What's your ultimate goal with the culture there?
I like to keep growing it the way I'm growing it now. Like to have an open door policy. I have an open door policy as it is right now. I like to enforce it a little more than I do,
Okay.
because not many people come up and talk to me that need to come up and talk to me. I should say that. That want to come up and talk to me, I should say. It's scary to come up and manager say, I need to talk to you. So I get
Right.
that too. But I like to force the open door policy, not force it, but I like to encourage your open door policy a little more than I am right now. So people come and talk to me more and more. It's starting to happen, but not as much as I want to have happen.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, in your history, what's the benefit to that open door policy? I mean, is there something specific culturally that you see more when you have an open door policy
Yeah.
versus walking around, or talk to us a little bit more about
Well,
that?
they go together. Walking around, talking to everybody, and the open door policy, they go together, because as you walk around the shop floor, saying good morning, everybody, how's it running? Just talking to them about the parts are running, and then they're like, okay, he approaches me every day. I can go approach him now. They come up to my office and say, hey, I got an idea to make the job run a little better.
Yeah,
Or hey, I got this idea to different work holding on this job. What do you think about this? And that's great that they do that now, but I like to have it more and more than they have it right now.
sure.
So that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to accomplish here, at least. So, I want people to come up to me with suggestions or concerns or opinions about what's going on the shop floor level.
Mhm.
Hey, I see this happening, or hey, I see this happening, or hey, I don't like what's happening over here, or I see this guy doing this. I like to actually have people come up to me and talk to me about that stuff.
Got it. So you like the innovation that comes from those kinds of conversations.
Absolutely.
And what about, I mean, open door policy can be a good and a bad thing because sometimes leaders get their time dominated with open door policies, right? But also, I think that it fosters a part of culture that allows people to feel like they can communicate bad news up the line. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. But I'd rather have any news than no news. That makes
Sure.
sense.
Yep, absolutely. I get that. So these open lines of communication that I'm
Mhm.
hearing you talk about,
Yes.
ex- expand on, how those ensure a healthy and, quite frankly, collaborative work environment for you guys.
So by doing my rounds on the floor each day, multiple times a day, I'm engaged with them. They're engaged with me as well. So I'm going to specific machines that have tough jobs running. Hey, how's it running right now? What'd you go through this? What's cycle time at right now? To give conversation back and forth with the employees on the shop floor level, at least. And they tell me what's going on. They're truthfully with me. They're truthful. Oh God, what I was trying to say. Screw this up. They're very responsive to me about what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're not lying to me.
Yeah.
They say, hey, here's what's going on, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
So, this is where it's at. I had a slow job actually down to get a better part off the machine. So, okay, can we speed it up though now? Get a different way though? I'll try to push them a little bit here or there.
Yeah. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about employee growth and development. How important has it been for you to invest in employees' growth personally and professionally, and development within Brennan? And how do you prioritize that, the growth aspect against getting the job done?
Well, that's a good question for me, actually, because I like to have like our CNC operators. I don't want just operators. I like to have everybody set up jobs if they can.
Okay.
So we don't have levels of operators, like operator 1, operator 2, setup guy 1, setup guy 2.
Sure.
If you can set up a job, you're set up the jobs.
Okay.
I like to train everybody to at least try a setup. If they can't handle it, that's fine. They can just operate the machines.
Mhm.
But I like to have everybody be able to set up each job in CNC if they can,
Mhm.
which is now growth for them financially and professionally.
Got it.
And I like to grow everybody in the company as well, because we actually have, oh gosh, I think here I've got 4 people that are CNC operators right now that start in shipping department, just capping, packaging up parts. And 2 of them are actually setup people now for us, and one of them trained to be a setup person as well. So I like everybody in the company, if it's possible, to grow within the company as well.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Are there any specific courses that you typically use to foster that sense of growth?
Not really any courses, but I like to challenge people.
Yep.
And if I see somebody doing really good at their current job, I pull my office or talk them on the shop floor level and say, hey, what do you want to do here? What's your goals here? You just want to stay here and cap parts? You want to do something different? I see you doing the job really well. Anything else you want to do here?
Yeah.
And I say, yeah, I like to run a CNC job. Okay, let's go CNC. Let's go to CNC side and see if you can run a CNC job.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be a machinist. I like to do this, I like to do that. Let's give it a shot then. If they can't do it, that's fine. Go back to your current position then. But at least you tried it.
Right. And how do you, outside of just simply asking them, which is a great tactic in identifying, growth and development opportunities. Are there other ways that you, any other tools, any other ways that you evaluate the need for training within the organization?
What do you mean by need for training? Define
so, great question. So, everybody, within an organization, yes, and I'm hearing you say, I like to get them trained all to X level, or have them all be able to at least try to set up.
Mm-hmm.
But some people will need additional development or training than others. Is there a way that you're able to identify what they need as development outside of just asking them?
Yeah, we monitor them when they're doing their jobs. We have certain people on the shop floor level that, like the shop foremen, supervisors, they can watch them while they're working on machines and see how much training they need and train them themselves.
Okay, great. And what about any data-driven? Are you guys using any machine monitoring type devices, or do you use your ERP to look at data on, who has better cycle times than others, or spindle utilization, or whatever?
Yeah, we look at cycle times, pieces per hour right now. They log into their jobs each day. They get the production off the jobs. They sign back in the job, put their quantities in. So I can take a look at the pieces they made by the time they made it, the downtime as well. And I see who does better than the other person, and by percentages as well.
Okay.
And then by that, if you're like, ooh, okay, 90% productivity rate, it's good. Or 80% productivity rate, it's great. It's good, but not great.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what do you need? What do you need help with?
Got
What
it.
can push you a little farther? Or
Yeah.
see a guy with 50% productivity rate. Ooh, what happened here, guys? And then they call me, well, I had an issue. Okay, did you get help for your issue? Just try to solve it yourself. Well, I try to solve it myself. Okay.
Got
Here's what
it.
you have to do next time around. If you have an issue, go get your supervisor. They'll help you solve the issue then. So
Yeah.
you're not down production all day long.
Got it. So talk to us a little bit about your staff, the employees that you have there. What I mean, part of our industry issue is certain generations are starting to age out of the workforce, and a lack of younger generations coming in. What's your workforce look like? Is it predominantly baby boomer generation, predominantly X or Z, millennials? What's your workforce look like?
A little bit of both, actually. It's starting to change though to more like millennial and an X style
Okay.
employment these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
We started off with a bunch of baby boomers, and now it's slowly progressing to younger people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely changed since I started there. That's for sure.
Eh, we're talking about your employees and generations. Uh, is there a very diverse employee in those 60? Is the makeup of your employees fairly diverse? Do you have many women, people of color working on your staff there, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Tell me how you foster a sense of inclusivity with the diverse employee population that you have there.
Okay. So remember I told you earlier on, we have a bunch of shipping people that started off of shipping, and now they're running CNCs.
Yep.
They're all women, by the way.
That's awesome.
And one of them is a true setup person right now. She can set up any machine she wants to, like lights out.
Really?
Close her eyes, set it up within 2 hours. She's amazing. And another one, she's a great operator. She does offsets of machines. She changes her tools off. She does great productivity each day. And another one, starting to train her as a setup person right now.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's so cool. So you're developing them as part of this sense of belonging within the organization. So that's got to keep them there for the long term, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
And are these younger women? Are they, you know, in Gen X or baby boomers? What kind of generation are we looking at there?
They're like late 20s to early 50s.
Okay, so a wide variety.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. So you've got some of them for longer than others, I guess.
Mhm.
Awesome. Um, so let's go back to that collaboration, that open door policy.
Yeah.
How do you encourage with that open door policy? How do you encourage innovation and problem solving? Not only with that open door policy, but with a wide array of people generationally and diversity wise.
Well, glad you brought that up, actually, because I try to encourage them if they have any problems, come up and talk to me about it, especially for whatever, personal or professionally. If they're a machine issue, come up and talk to me about the machine issue. We'll go out and solve it with you guys. We get everybody on the shop floor together to help solve the issues. The programmer, shop foreman, the operator, setup person, and me. And we talk about it together. What do you need help with? Was it programmed correctly? Is it on the correct machine or correct tooling provided to you? Or what's the issue with the job right now?
Mhm.
And between all of us, we collaborate on it and find a solution for it.
Got it. I like it. I like it. I had one person tell me on the show once that he likes to, instead of reprimanding the person when
Mhm.
something goes wrong, he focuses on the process, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And so it sounds like you're kind of living that mindset
Absolutely.
yourself.
Yep.
Okay.
I have an example of that too, by the way.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So not too long ago, we had a brass forging job. It was a male pipe to female pipe. It was a 90 degree part.
Mhm.
And when they were into burning the body of the forging, they kept hitting the male threads. They realized they were hitting the male threads as well.
Oh,
So when it came to final inspection, my final inspector came up to me and said, "Hey, got these parts. The threads are they're ground down essentially. I'm like, what? Give me a part. Let me take a look at them. Sure enough, male pipe thread, completely ground down, 3 or 4 spots each part. I'm like,
Oh my
darn
God.
it. All right, let's go take a look at the process, see what happened. Let's see how it actually happened. So we have tags in all our jobs. So each operation of each job, everybody initials the tag on the parts themselves, and each tray of parts, should say. So I said, let's look at the initials. With the initials, say, okay, let's go get him, see what happened there. So I brought up the office, say, hey, Operator X, I give names out here, but Operator X, what happened here? He goes, oh, I completely missed that. I wasn't paying attention. I was just trying to grind the outside of it. It's my bad. Okay, no issues. Okay, but you get written up now. So we got a bunch of bad parts with remake now. So you get a write up regardless. That's fine. I admit it's my fault. No worries. So, okay, let's change the process then. Instead of using a grinding wheel, use a file to do that instead of you're not near the threads as often. He goes, yeah, it'll work. So change the process now. Instead of on a grinding wheel, use a file then. That works perfectly fine for me. So we came to the conclusion that's how we solved the problem and the process as well. And nobody was at fault, like you were telling me before.
Yeah.
But he did get written up regardless because we had a bunch of bad parts.
All right. Somebody's got to be accountable, right? Even you gotta have that level of accountability.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes my fault as well. You
Yeah.
know, like put a wrong dimension on a router, a wrong dimension on print. So that's my fault. I admit it too. Right. You know, everybody has issues as long as they want to admit it.
Right.
I don't mind if there's an issue on the shop floor level as long as you admit to it. Don't lie to me. Say, no, it's not my fault. I didn't do that. An issue then.
Yeah, that's when the big issues come up.
Yeah, let's talk it through together, guys.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's a pretty good example of your positive attitude towards culture affecting the performance and morale of the team. Tell us more about maybe another story that you have, how a positive company culture moment affected performance and morale there in the shop.
Sure. So recently, well, actually, what is it, about 2 years ago, I promoted one of my CNC setup guys to shop foreman, and he does a great job. He came up with me a bunch of suggestions, I should say. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, my last company, every Friday they bought us donuts. People love donuts.
People do love donuts. I love donuts.
I know, right? Everybody loves donuts. Who doesn't like a donut? So now every Friday, stop by a local donut shop, pick up 4 dozen donuts, bring them into work.
Okay. Very cool.
As soon as I walk in the door, people hound me for them. Put them right in the break room, start filing the break room, get donuts.
Are they from Brew Nuts by any chance?
No. Not that's too far away for me to get those.
Okay. Because that's
actually
one of my favorite donut spots in all of America.
I love
Nuts, them. And Brew Nuts, if you by any chance are listening, I do accept sponsorship. So you can sponsor the show. Just by sending me donuts. So the donuts were a big hit. And so did you see performance improve, morale improve?
Morale improved for sure. I don't know about performance, but the morale definitely improved, which the morale then engaged more performance-based stuff too.
Absolutely. So
once the morale goes up, production goes up as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and then a couple of weeks later, he's like, hey, what about once a month birthday cupcakes? I'm like, that's a damn good idea. I can't do it by myself. I can't come up with all the solutions for myself. So I'm glad people come give me solutions with this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So now once a month, we get a couple dozen cupcakes for shop floor. I put everybody's birthdays on there for that month. Nice. And happy birthday to everybody.
Nice. That's great. That's
just simple solutions like that. Really gets people involved. Like, oh, hey, thanks guys. Appreciate that.
A little bit of recognition goes a long way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the summer of 2021, I actually went out and bought a grill, and now once or twice a year, I pull the grill outside, usually 4th of July or Memorial Day, that week before there.
Sure.
Usually I get everybody out there, do a cookout, burgers, dogs, pasta salad, potato salad, chips, everything from pop, water, and basically have a barbecue.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more that you can foster that sense of community, the better off you're going to be. That's awesome. Yeah. So let's talk about some of your challenges, Matt. What challenges have you faced shaping the company culture, specifically for your team, and how did you then address those challenges to pivot it into something positive?
Good question. Well, right now it's so hard to find really good CNC operators. Anybody wants to even learn how to make a CNC job.
Yeah,
It's really hard to find applicable candidates to come in and work for us.
yeah,
So more people are working longer hours right now, which
yeah,
I hate to say it, it's good and bad. So, they get more overtime, but they're grinding the grindstone a little too long sometimes.
yeah. It's
So
hard to balance
exactly. So we
personal
came
and
up,
professional life doing that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we were working, oh gosh, for a while there, we were working almost 60 hours a week in 2 shifts,
Wow.
and just to get jobs out the door. And beginning last summer, we changed the schedule to for first shift, they do 4 10s, and then Friday they get 6 to noon. They leave at noon then.
Yep.
And then second shift, they do 4 10s, and then they do noon to 6 on Friday. So even second shift has a full weekend. They get out at 6 in the afternoon, go have dinner, have a full weekend then.
That's amazing.
So that way they're not getting out at midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then have to go back to sleep. They don't wake up till noon Saturday at best.
Yeah.
I like to have everybody have a good life culture as well outside of our facility,
Yeah.
if possible.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Matt, really the culmination of what we talk about on the podcast here are 3 initiatives, because people, our listeners, really love to hear the initiatives that their peers are bringing to the table. So what are 3 initiatives or things that you've implemented at Brennan to improve the culture in your time there?
Like I was saying before, actually being on the shop floor level myself, actually being on the shop and talking to everybody each day, open engagement with everybody,
Yeah.
because I want them to know I'm involved with their jobs as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a part of the company as well as they are. Even though they're the ones making the parts, I like to involve myself with them as well to say, hey, I'm here to help you guys. You need help? Come and get me.
Got it.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to be more engaged with people than just sit in my office all day and say, yeah, leave me alone. Let's just do my job. So, like a being podcast, the intro you gave me, I basically started ground level. So I installed and sell car parts, essentially stereo stuff,
Okay.
along custom car shops all along Northeast Ohio.
Okay.
We did cars for athletes in Cleveland area and stuff like that, and even down to like just car stereo, car speakers install, stuff like that.
Sure.
So nitty gritty type stuff, no big deal. And then when I finally got a chance to be on the corporate level with a sales job for an aerospace company, I was like, well, this is good shit. Like, this is cool. So I started ground level as a sales rep for a shim and gasket company. And, I don't have a college degree. I attended some college classes in my day, but that's about
Sure.
it. So, I'm from a different breed, I should say. I shouldn't say different breed, but a different personality wise.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you guys. I'm the same level as you guys. I'm not here to say I'm higher and mighty than you guys are. So, I'm here with you.
I like it. All right. So what are some other initiatives there?
Well, we already talked about the donuts and cupcakes, which is amazing. They love it.
Absolutely.
Simple stuff like that. Just like getting them lunch every once in a while too, like a really good sales month. Give them lunch that month.
Mm-hmm.
Just simple stuff like that. It really goes a long way.
Yeah.
It really does for whatever reason. And like I said, keep actually being engaged with them. Engagement is number 1 priority for me. You have to be engaged with everybody on the shop floor. You have to. Like, you have to. I can't emphasize that enough. You have to be.
Absolutely. And so, Matt, are you measuring their engagement level? When we talk about like employee engagement, have you measured that over time at all?
Not directly.
Okay.
But I notice it.
Yeah. So who's rowing in the same direction as the organization wants to go, and who is metaphorically speaking, ready to jump out the back of the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it. I see it day by day. Hopefully, well, I'm saying hopefully, but I'm glad it's not too many people going the wrong way.
Yeah,
You always have
absolutely.
one or two of them that like that. Every job you ever have, you have one or two of them that like, I'm not working here for a long time, just treading water essentially.
Yeah.
And then the other people are actually swimming hard for us.
Yeah.
Some people just treading the water.
What do you do when you see, I mean, how do you address that treading water mentality, the people who are walking around the facility and are visibly psychologically absent, right? Just not even there, not trying.
Well, first I like to make sure they're okay. So I walk up and say, everything okay? Seem to be off this last couple of weeks. Everything okay with you? Personally, everything good? If they say, yeah, I'm fine. Like, you sure? Just making sure. I see you're not, you're not engaged with everybody each day.
Mm-hmm.
And I start there first, because some people say, yeah, I'm really have stuff going on at home. I apologize. I'm like, okay, let's go back to square one. You got some family issues outside of here. I appreciate you telling me that. And talking about it a little bit here or there, and more engaged with the personal life as well, not just professionally. Right. And then once we got on the same page, then I said, okay, I appreciate what you told me, but when you're here, can you please be here for me? I realize you got some family issues outside of here, but when you're here, can you be here for me?
Yeah.
And they say, yes, no issues. And then next day they come in, got a smile on their face. I'm here to work, Matt. Perfect. Thank you so much. Some people say, everything okay with you outside of here? You see, again, see you not the full person you used to be. Yeah, I'm fine. And you get the snide. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. Kind of nod my head. Okay. All
right. Got it.
And then I watch it for a couple of weeks. I'm like, okay. And at that point, I call my office and say, okay, what's going on here? You're not like working here? What's the deal?
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I need more money. Okay, let's not go there, guys.
So I was introduced to you, Matt, by Angela,
yes.
Who's your director of human resources there. Yep. And she was very complimentary, right? And said that you had worked so hard to be creative in filling difficult to fill positions there. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about some of the creative tactics you've taken to fill those positions.
Well, I was saying earlier, I got shipping people run CNCs now. I mean, it's amazing, just simple stuff like that. Hard workers get better jobs.
Sure.
So, you watch people doing the hard work and give them a promotion, essentially, to a better job.
Got it.
You want to make $15 an hour? You want to make $20 an hour? You tell me.
Yeah. Got it.
And like, I'll take $20 an hour right now. Okay. Let's try to run a CNC then. So actually a good one recently, a guy came in from out of town, friend of an employee that works for us.
Okay.
He needs a job. He's getting on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
We had a scrap position available for him. So came in, basically took the scrap from the machines, put them in big tubs back to the building. Simple job, back and forth all day long on a tow motor. And he excelled at it, like right away. Like, wow, like never seen anybody do that hard work that good. And it's a sorry to say, it's a shitty job. It's a dirty job. So it is what it is. You're getting oil filled shavings, coolant filled shavings, dumping in big bins. It's a dirty job. So he never bitched about it. One day he swept up the floors, was done every day. It was amazing, did an amazing job. And I said, okay, well, he's not doing scrap. Let's try him with saws. Saws. He was night and day on the saws right away. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
And like he picked onto it right away. So I'm like, okay, let's put him in assembly department. right now he's in assembly department assembling parts for us. I'm like, which is a really hard job to fill right now as well.
Yeah.
Because you have to be meticulous what you're doing with these parts.
Got it.
And he's excited at that too. Remind you, he's only been here less than a month.
Wow. So this is, you're finding people to fill lower level jobs and developing them into other harder to fill jobs as part of their career pathing. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yep.
That's awesome. And we definitely need more of that in the industry to fill these jobs.
I mean, if people come with greater qualifications, obviously I'm gonna hire them in. But if you want to learn it, I'll teach you it.
That's great.
You know,
Good for you.
yeah. I mean, if you want to excel at a job, no worries. We have people to teach you how to do that. No worries at all.
Yeah. Awesome. So, Matt, what are some parting thoughts that you have for the listeners in regards to culture, in regards to Brennan, in regards to really anything that you want to talk about?
Well, I like to emphasize be engaged with your employees every day. You know,
Okay.
just say hi to them in the morning.
Yeah.
Just say how's machine running? How's the job going?
Yeah.
Just simple questions like that, day by day with your employees is key to everything. You know, be more engaged with your employees is I can't emphasize it enough. Really can't.
Yeah.
If you're engaged with them, they'll engage with you.
Absolutely
Which
true.
then will grow the business as well as not just the culture. Because once the culture goes up, business production goes through the roof.
Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Matt. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. We've soared through the skies with Matt Antenucci, exploring the ins and outs of Brennan Manufacturing Group, remarkable cultural journey. Matt's journey himself from custom car shops to the aerospace industry has been quite frankly inspirational, and it's evident that his passion and dedication have made a significant impact on the company. As we wrap up this episode, we encourage you to check out manufacturingculturepodcast.com for more stories and insights into the world of manufacturing. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends, family, coworkers, even your boss, and make sure to rate and review the show to help us continue bringing you exciting stories from the manufacturing industry. So, to all of our listeners out there, have a good day and keep making things.